Hello everyone and welcome to another video. I recently watched the Until Dawn movie and I have some problems when comparing it to the game. So many problems that I want to make this video about them. Now before Screen Gems and PlayStation Productions start making accusations, I'm not hating on the movie. It was a great movie and I genuinely loved it. I would be showing clips of it throughout the video, but I'm not going to record my TV and I don't feel like signing into Netflix on my PC. Also, I think this video will be taken down because of how much gore and blood and guts there are in the movie. But, anyways, back to the topic at hand my many problems with the Until Dawn movie. And before I forget, I obviously want to put a disclaimer out there. If you haven't seen either the game or the movie, then go play them or watch it and go in as blind as possible. But the game and the movie are great, so please go watch them before watching this video. Now, probably the biggest problem I have is that the game and the movie have nothing in common. Other than Dr. Hill, I don't think anything between the two are the same. I mean, sure, there are Wendigos, but they could have fused any monster. If you are going to make a movie based on a game, then please play the game first. After seeing the movie, I'm pretty sure there was some translation error in the whole replaying a game aspect with the director. Sure, the characters in the game die, but they don't get revived or start the night over. They are dead. They only come back good when the game itself restarts, and even then, they don't remember anything because it is a new game. Next problem, the Wendigo, which I have a problem with altogether because I'm pretty sure they are just skinwalkers, but that's a video for another day when I do proper research on it. The Wendigos in the movie remind me more of zombies, if anything. Sure, they do both have similarities, but something seems different between the two. Maybe it's because the Wendigos in the movie aren't blind like they are in the game? They could be, but when they come out of the grave at the end of the movie, they definitely should have killed both Meg and Clover. Along with that, I'm pretty sure at some point in the movie, when Mel is shown to be a Wendigo, she ends up dying due to a spike through her. In the game, the only way that we know of how to kill a Wendigo is with fire, at least from what I know. Now, I'm sure everyone has this problem when comparing the game to the movie, but none of the characters are the same. There's no Max in the game, and there is no Josh in the movie. The game is a group of 10 with 2 dead, while the movie is a group of 6 with 1 dead. I might be able to excuse it because of budget reasons, but they could have at least used the same names. You know what? No, I can't excuse it for budget reasons actually, because PlayStation has billions of dollars. I mean, just look at their net worth right now. Regardless of reason, though, it was a poor one and they shouldn't have done it. They should have used the same characters with the same names. When you open up the game for the first time, you are already in the cabin in the forest during the winter, and this cabin is not in some random meadow, it's on top of a mountain. In the first 10 minutes of the movie, however, you are in a giant storm in the middle of the woods until you come across a lone random house that you have no connection to in the middle of an open field. The setting in the game and movie is completely different, and it doesn't feel like the same. And their reason to going to this place is to find Clover's missing sister. While in the game, they went to the cabin on top of the mountain because it's where they go for a group gathering. They all have some sort of connection to it, while in the movie, it's just some random house that is screwing them over. Last I checked, there isn't some kooky witch or possession or water that makes you explode in the game. Could be wrong though, because I have only seen gameplay from Lando's channel, so I'm not sure. It doesn't make sense to add it to the movie when it never happened to the game, though. This is supposed to be a game adaptation, not an original. Right? Hold on, let me look it up. It wasn't supposed to be a Game Go movie. It was supposed to be a revision of the game, getting new lore and expanding on the series. Well, now I feel like an idiot. In my defense, though, they should have tried calling it something else, like Until Dawn, 13's Deaths, or Until Dawn Rewind. Something that makes it look like a sequel or proper spin off, not a remake of the game. Well, now that I know it was somewhat supposed to be an original, I can confidently say that it was a great movie. I still have some problems with it, so I guess the rest of this video is a movie review. And before I get any comments on I'm not sticking to what I previously said, I am. This is a different type of story, so I'm going to count it. And if you don't like it, then stop watching. Go watch my other videos, I guess. Let's start with the pacing, because every good movie, book, or game needs proper pacing. The pacing in the movie felt good. Nothing in particular felt rushed or slowed down to make more runtime. My only complaint about the pacing is near the end, where they forget the past 8 nights. It makes some sense, like the fear of being forgotten, because apparently everything is linked to Clover's fears. So, the fear of forgetting her sister, or everyone forgetting her, makes sense, but how they executed it is weird. Obviously, they would need to remember some nights, or otherwise they would just die immediately, but I don't understand why they would only remember the first 4 nights. I feel like it should have been scattered, like night 1, night 4, night 7, and night 11. But doing it this way for a movie or any media would be confusing, so I guess it would make more sense this way and just cut out the previous 8 nights. But then again, it should have been an earlier night, I feel like night 7, and they just forgot the past 3 nights. This way, there's more nights for them to remember, and they can better plan out their escape. This actually brings me to my next point. I think they should have made this a series instead of a movie. While I do like it as the movie it is, they could have made it a series where each night was around 20 minutes long for each episode. This way, you wouldn't have to cut out the previous 8 nights, and we could see all 12 deaths. This will also solve my issue with night 13 and them not remembering anything. It would instead be a last snake night where all the previous nights will play out. Like the witch lady or the worm from the recording will all be back in one massive try get out of this hellhole. Something that all movie critics do, I feel like, is character development. So I'm gonna try my best at assessing this because I don't pay attention to it, shockingly enough. Character development in this movie was mediocre, I think. While sure, there's only so much character development you can do in an hour-long movie, I feel like Abe's character was written weirdly. He was a douchebag, sure, but also reasonable. Like, he was trying to look out for the group, but at the same time, he was mostly only caring about himself. It also felt strange when Nina both stabbed him, then told the killer to kill him first. It's strange why in later nights Abe doesn't hold a grudge. Maybe he did in the Forgotten Nights, but why isn't he still like that in Night 13? Like, they all went through this whole character development phase and knew that things were serious, and they can't rely on second chances anymore. But at the same time, they don't have the memory of this development, and we don't actually get to see any of this. So it all feels a little weird and off putting to me. The last negative thing I have with this movie is the whole rewind system and how they are being revived. Every movie does this time loop differently, but they typically are the same night repeated the same way, only changing because they change it. They even say this in the movie. But this time loop is different each night. Maybe it's because of some voodoo magic that Dr. Hill does. In one of the Forgotten Nights, we see him checking on them, making sure they are dead, but how? Like, how can he walk around so comfortably while there's powerful serial killer, a Wendigo, and all that other stuff out there? Along with that, how is he back alive when he blows up from the water at the end of the movie? If he is doing some voodoo magic, then how is he alive when he can't do it himself? Maybe it's because of that clock on the wall, but why isn't the group back there for the next night? And it's not a perfect rewind, as we can see when Megan follows him. She isn't there the next night and is trapped because of Dr. Hill. Also, how is Abe able to record the previous nights if it's being rewound? Their time loop just doesn't make sense in the slightest. I'll make a future video about proper time loops and time travel on a later date, just because of all my problems with time travel, especially in this movie. Now, let's actually be positive and stop all this negative stuff because I did say this movie was great. The CGI is beautiful. The Wendigos in the movie and all the horror aspects just look phenomenal and just lovely to look at. The makeup is spectacular. You really do think that they have gone through absolute. And the horror isn't some cheesy jump scares or just be creepy to be creepy. It's actually really terrifying, and how they persuade horror in the movie is phenomenal. If you haven't watched the movie yet, then I did just spoil the entire movie for you, but go watch it anyway. It is a great movie. But don't go into it thinking like it will be anything like the game because other than Dr. Hill and the obvious name similarity, they have basically nothing in common. There is a lot, and I do mean a lot, of blood and guts and gore and all that. So if you don't handle that sort of thing well, or you're a child of some sort, then I don't recommend watching it. It is rated R for a reason. Now, don't take this video as some harsh movie critic review because I'm not a professional. I went into this movie as anyone else would, just to simply enjoy it. I didn't rewatch the same scene 4 times to spot the slightest error in CGI or see the movie a dozen times to see the progression of each character properly. I only saw the movie once, and that was last week. If you want a proper movie review, then go to IGN or something, because this is not the channel for it. The Until Dawn movie is great, and the gameplay of the game I've seen is also good. You should check both of them out if you haven't, despite all the spoilers in this video. I'm going to end this video by saying PlayStation when you do make the second one, because you did tease that at the end of the first movie. Please make it actually based off the game. Don't screw it up. I have very high hopes, and I would love to see the game turn into the movie so we see Josh and the rest of the crew. Anyways, I will see you all next time. Take care.